because this is a well-developed virtual reality, there's also karmas. So you see, you're meeting people, and there's karmas. You know, there's people that you just really, really love for no reason at all. You just know you love them right away. There's people that you really don't like, you know, for no reason. And then there's relationships that just have such strong karmic energy, like things happen that are really strong. You have strong feelings about it, you see. So it's all part of the virtual reality experience. And even if it's karmas from past lives, you know, you weren't the person you thought you were in a past life either, you see. So I was thinking about this because I don't know if I can put it into words, but there's the involvement with yourself as a person. It creates an energy, you see. It creates a karma. And then that energy, even from past lives, creates an energy that still can exist today, you see. So it's just another thing that makes this seem actually like it's something. And you see, but it isn't. This is just for a mind, you know. It's way too sophisticated for a mind anyway. You know, minds are simple tools. So yeah, there's billions and billions of people thinking that they're people and living lives as if they are. Now, if you could imagine that there's an ant colony and there's 1,000 ants in that colony, and they all think they're doing something. They all think they're serving their queen and this and that, and getting the twigs, getting the food, processing this, doing that, making baby, whatever it is that ants need to do in life. But they think they're doing it, you see, and they think it's important. But you know, we know they're only ants. We know that that's all it is, okay? That's clear. It's clear that it's not a big deal if an ant gets a twig and brings it home. It's not a big deal. But we can imagine that for that ant, it's a really big deal. It was very, very important and very real. And his interactions with the other ants were also significant for him. We can say that. We can imagine that. But you know, we know it isn't. Now, we pretend that it is for us human ants. And you know, we're just ants. We're just big ants. Okay? We're just big ants with maybe more sophisticated minds, but not that sophisticated. There's still just more. And you know, you have your little ant life. There's billions and billions of them, and somehow you think your life is important, your actions are important, your relationships are important. You think all that. But we can look at the ants and say, well, we know it isn't. We're just larger size ants. That's all we are. Okay? So it's just a show going on. And because these minds have an imagination and the ability to pretend and to make it seem real, the minds around it, so it has a much more complicated structure around this virtual reality that makes it seem substantial, but it's not. It's not, because we're just ants. It's not substantial. Nothing here is substantial. There is something substantial, though. And that is prior to your birth, prior to your thoughts, prior to your feelings, prior to your actions. Always look prior, before the thought arose, before this body was born. There's something. There's something that is indescribable. Okay? So you're looking at billions of individuals. From my place, none of them are different from the other. We're all the same. All of us are the same. You see? There's not a billion different things going on. There's one thing going on. There's not even a thing going on. All of it is just one. All of it is just one. The dream is that there's more than one. And then there becomes you, and there becomes others, and there becomes relationships, and there becomes resonance, and there becomes things that you want and things that you don't, and things you see, and now the dream is full-fledged. Okay? That's all. It's just a dream. It's just an imaginary thing. The mind is concocted up through its imagination and through its ability to believe and pretend. The mind has conjured up a whole world. It's a fiction. It's not true. It's just a dream. And the mind loves stories. So you were born, and there's a whole recording of your history from being an infant to growing up and all that. The mind loves stories. And the mind said, this is your story. And then through believing, you see, and pretending, it got bought. And then there's just this pretend thing going on. But none of it has anything to do with you. It never did. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just a mind playing a thing. The mind is putting on a show. The mind is imagining. It's just like you go to the movies, right? And you're just locked into this action happening on the screen and all of it, and you have emotions about it. Nothing happened. Nothing ever happened. Nothing happened. It's just colors on a screen and sounds going on, but you imagined to be real. You pretended it was real. Nothing has ever happened, ever. Here too applies. The mind is just imagining billions of people. You see? The mind is just imagining relationships and friends and memories of what things that have happened. It's just a story. The mind has put together a story, and you've said that story is who I am. And this world is my world. I'm a part of this world. You see? You have nothing to do with any of this. This is not who you are. So it's just kind of like, let it just go on. It goes on. It doesn't need your help. Yeah, really, really. You know what? That stillness that you feel, that sense of peace that envelops everything, why not move in? Move into that. Because the rest of this, really, what's the attraction? What's the attraction? The mind is attracted to itself. The mind likes stories, and it likes pretending that that story is actually a thing. It's actually a person. It's actually you. That's funny, isn't it? It's funny that you could be just a story. It's funny that you could just be an ant in a colony of billions of ants. It's funny, really, you see. And so just, what is the attraction? Okay? You know, the mind is attracted to itself. That's all it is. It's got nothing to do with you. The mind is a very narcissistic thing. It's into itself. So, but you see, that peace and stillness is with you always. 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 Not like with you like a lifetime, which has a beginning and an end. It's with you like forever. And in all ways. In fact, it is so strong that the idea of it being with a you doesn't even apply because it's all there is. So it's a whole different world than the personal world. It's universal. That's why I say I see everything, that we are all one. Yes, everything's one. There are no distinctions.